3 rounds of discussion with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first from a Zoom call in Columbia, South Carolina, Matthew, aka the Unbreakable Spirit. And his opponent from a Zoom call in Atlanta, Georgia, Daniel, aka the Executioner. Take it away, Matthew.
Thank you. And hello, people. Welcome to episode 23, the post WrestleMania episode of At Odds with the Unbreakable Spirit
and the Executioner, Daniel Travis.
Yes, and what WrestleMania weekend we had last week. Our final topic for this episode is going to be the results of the prediction battles. But why don't we run through the topics real quick?
Topic 1.
Topic 1 is Elias's new gimmick.
Topic 2.
Topic 2 is NXT's championship problem.
Yes.
And we'll go into more detail about that.
Topic number 3.
As I stated earlier, is the WrestleMania weekend prediction battle results.
Yeah.
But let's start it off with topic 1, which my cohort is going to start for us.
Oh my god, where do I start with this crap?
Let's start with the name. How
Yes.
about that?
Okay, yes. Let's start with the fact is, okay, for those of you who have living under a rock or don't see anything on YouTube, formerly known as Elias returned as Ezekiel, which no one at first knew who the hell that was. Even I didn't recognize him, to be 100% honest. I know. When I was watching Monday Night Raw and I saw, like, Ezekiel. What is Ezekiel?
I thought it was going to be Ezekiel Jackson.
I mean, to be honest, I think kind of the funny part is even Kevin Owens was just like,
Elias, is that you?
He was like, no, I am Elias's younger brother, Ezekiel. I'm like, that's the gimmick change, bruh. Because don't forget, Matthew.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we did cover on an episode that WWE had no creative plans for him. None. Not one creative plan, and then he shows up the night after WrestleMania, and nobody was expecting it.
Yeah, WWE said they had no plans for Elias to return to TV. I guess this is what they meant.
But, I mean, like...
Okay, just to let you know, I just started the timer.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Okay, but I honestly am going to say is, I'm going to give this character a shot, but I already think this character, I'm going to be honest, I hate to judge the character before it even goes off the air, before it even takes off, but I think this character is already dead.
Well, everyone knew it was Elias. It would only be more obvious if Ezekiel's last name was Sampson.
I mean, to me, the funny part, is Elias gonna go? And then I was looking on Twitter. I saw someone say that that Ezekiel looks like someone that you could create on WWE 2K22.
Oh, believe me, there are probably going to be a lot of Ezekiel gods on 2K22.
Like,
and keep in mind, when the render, or like the overall was announced for Elias, we saw a picture of Elias in trunks.
Yeah, but, okay. but still with the beard. So we all thought, okay, so it's just
Yeah.
gonna be the same. But then we saw him on TV without a beard. I'm like,
All he did to become Ezekiel was get a haircut and shave the beard.
I'm like, I'm just like I give it a wee. I hate to say this, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ezekiel ends up in the 24/7 in the jobber title.
Oh, I think he'd be a great 24/7 champion.
Yeah, but Matthew, please, thoughts. I'm curious. What the hell are your thoughts?
You see, you know how when you see someone for so long, you identify things with them, and then when they lose those, they just look weird.
Yeah.
Elias without a beard.
Yes. Elias without a beard. I remember just watching Raw. I was like, wait a minute. I absolutely kind of find it hilarious that the only person that recognized him at first was Corey's like, wait a minute. I recognize him. I'm like, I mean, to me, when I saw Elias without a beard, I'm like,
Recognize him? So
yeah,
the sound cut out for a second.
Kind of, but I mean, me personally, I don't know. I'm only.
It was, but I can't really tell if the fans recognize him because if they did, they would have done their walk with Elias.
No, they did. They did.
They did?
What?
So they recognized.
No.
Because
no.
Okay.
The funny part is they recognized him after Kevin Owens said, Elias, is that you?
Yeah, like the thing that WWE Creative actually doesn't seem to get is the WWE Universe, which the two of us are obviously a part of, has a very, 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 very good memory.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with faces.
So, okay.
Not the side of the fans that they're on. I mean, the literal human face.
Yeah. Because sometimes we're like, wait a minute. I mean, sometimes it might be like, wait, you look familiar. Why do you look so familiar?
Yeah, it's sometimes like that. And if I can give Ezekiel a few pointers, next time you appear on screen, try doing a different voice.
Yeah.
So maybe people don't think you're Elias. Like, if I was a wrestler and I returned under a different name, I would probably do a little accent like this or something to make it seem like I ain't, Matthew Smith.
Yeah, I mean, like, exactly. If WWE told me, hey, we want to repackage you, and I'm just like, what? I'd be like, give me the information on the character, because I need to know what the hell I'm working with. And then I'll figure. Because I'm honestly wondering, did WWE just be like, oh, just say like you're Ezekiel? I'd be like, I completely agree with you. If I were playing Ezekiel, and I'd be like and you're the quote younger brother, I would change how I would try to be a completely different person than my so-called older brother.
He could literally just shake his head. No one would have recognized him then.
Oh my god. I'd just be like,
but now I'm envisioning bald Elias and it looks really weird.
I can just imagine Kevin Owens or someone else he came to the ring with like no hair, like bald, no beard. He'd just be like
completely clean shaven. The only hair on his face is his eyebrows and his eyelashes.
And Kevin Owens is just in the ring, just like, anyone know this guy?
It's like, what, did WWE sign Mr. Clean or something? Anyways, 10 seconds. We think my final thoughts are Ezekiel is dumb, but legitimately we have no power from happening.
My final thoughts before we switch is I'm not really sure what to think of the character, but I will say that he should have changed his accent or something, and I honestly think that repackaging him to Ezekiel is kind of stupid, and he maybe should ask for his release because this character is probably going to be dead soon.
Yeah. But we'll be back next with topic number 2. And we are back with topic number 2. NXT has a little bit of a problem when it comes to their champions.
Yes!
Not being able to hold on to it on a regular episode of Raw or NXT.
Okay, yeah, because...
And warning, spoilers for segment 3.
And also, just spoilers if you have not seen Stand and Deliver.
Or Raw and SmackDown.
Because this is what my friend is talking about. You know what, Matthew? I'll let you explain.
Yeah, I'll explain it. So, Braun Breaker lost at Stand and Deliver, as did Toxic Attraction lose the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships.
On the kickoff show.
Yeah. And 2 days after Stand and Deliver, Braun Breaker fights Dolph Ziggler on
Monday Night Raw.
On Monday Night Raw for the NXT Championship, and he wins.
What?
1 day later, Toxic Attraction fights Raquel and Dakota for the NXT Women's Tag Team titles, and admittedly, thanks to a distraction from Wendy Choo and Mandy Rose, Gigi and JC won the titles back. So let me get this straight. What is the point of Tina Stand and Deliver and Gigi and JC lose a Stand and Deliver if the titles are if Dolph's gonna lose on Monday Night Raw and JC and Gigi are gonna win the titles back on it?
I have no honestly idea, because I will say, when I watched the match at Stand and Deliver, it was a hard fought, back and forth match, and the final result was, and what happened was for
Are you talking about NXT Women's Tag Team or NXT?
No, the NXT champion. What happened was it was a hard fought, great match, because Dolph Ziggler can really go. And then in that match, Dolph Ziggler untied the middle turnbuckle. Braun Breaker's face hit the turnbuckle into a super kick. Dolph retained. Yeah. That was it.
And I was not watching Stand and Deliver because I was seeing a movie at that time.
The Batman.
What movie? It's none of your business. But this is not a superhero podcast, so let's get back on topic.
Yeah, and then Wendy Choo, that dude, a kind of honestly...
Sleepy Girl.
Yeah, I have no idea whatever the hell her... Yeah, Sleepy Girl, came out and cost them the match, and then they lost, which I was like, God damn it, because I predicted them to win. But...
yeah.
But then when But then when that happened, and then when I was watching NXT and I saw them win the titles back, I was like, what was the point?
Yeah, like, we really came up with this topic as of this recording last night.
Yeah, because we're like, what? Because...
Nani?
I'm just like, okay, bro, okay. I honestly thought...
we came up with this in topic 1 Monday, actually.
Yeah.
Because Braun Breaker... But we didn't confirm this is going to be one of the topics until last night.
Yeah, but because, like, when I saw Braun Breaker, like, because I saw a little bit of an ad for Braun Breaker, I thought, okay, maybe this guy is going to get the call-up, but
Personally, I think it's still too early to call up Braun Breaker.
But I mean, like, if you ask me, and I hate to be the guy to say this, well, yes, Dolph. I was more curious on Dolph's title reign because if you ask me, it makes just Dolph Ziggler's NXT Championship reign and him randomly winning the title on an episode, on a pay-per-view episode of NXT at the Roadblock thing, completely freaking pointless.
Yeah, it's like, and the superstars showing up on NXT is not going anywhere because they're using it to try to draw viewers, and it clearly isn't working.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, well, I mean, honestly, I'm glad that Braun Breaker's a two-time NXT champion, and I will say I would have been, we would have had a lot more to say if Braun Breaker didn't retain last night against Gunther.
Yeah, then we would have a completely different type of rant on our hands.
Yeah, it'd be like, because I had to be honest, like, Braun Breaker is extremely talented. That's kind like him being a two-time NXT champion. I gotta ask, but is it a good thing or is it a bad thing considering what have happened to people that have won that title, even though he's a second-generation pro wrestler?
I don't know. And let's not forget that his dad allegedly got kidnapped on NXT.
Yeah, by that weird guy that has that really scary looking.
Yeah.
guy.
Joey Gacy and Harlan.
Yep. Those two weirdos. For some reason. I'm not really. I mean, like. Yeah.
And that's the timer.
Final thoughts are. These are my final thoughts. It makes no sense. It makes no sense for someone to lose a championship, to randomly lose a championship, and then to just all of a sudden gain it back. It's like if I won the NXT title and then you just randomly then like you beat me at a pay-per-view and then you just randomly beat me back for the title. It'd be pointless unless you were continuing a storyline or something. Those are my thoughts.
But
what are
those aren't I agree with you actually, believe it or not. Yeah, who am I kidding? That's not a surprise.
Yeah. You got any final thoughts?
That they just need to keep their titles on around the waist of NXT superstars.
Yeah. Okay.
And we'll be back with our final topic, the prediction battle result.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the third and final topic, WrestleMania weekend results. Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania. Both nights 1 and 2 of WrestleMania and Stand and Deliver.
I will say for Seth Rollins' opponent, the internet was right, which is rare.
Yeah. Okay, first match. Let's just talk about this match. Cody.
Hang on. Stand and Deliver happened at noon. Technically, that was the first show.
Okay, fine. Stand and Deliver, which I lost. Spoilers.
Yes, but I will say it did come down to the tiebreaker, which Travis sort of spoiled the results to. But I won Tony versus Tommaso.
Yep.
No one won the North American title match.
Yep.
No one won the tag team match.
Yeah.
I won.
You also won the pre-show.
Yeah, but I also won Gunther versus LA Knight.
Yeah.
Then Daniel won Io versus won the women's title.
Yep.
And Daniel won the NXT title, which came to the NXT women's, which I predicted Dakota and Raquel. I'm leaving that blooper in. And Daniel thought Toxic Attraction, and he revealed that he lost the tiebreaker last segment.
Yeah. So, I will say, since Matthew hasn't watched Stand and Deliver, okay. The triple threat, here's, the pay-per-view started off with the fatal 5-way ladder match, which I will tell you is that we only get to see. When the pay-per-view started, most of the participants were already in the ring. We only got to saw a couple of them before the
So
show.
majority of them got jobber entrances.
Yeah, which is just stupid.
Yep.
And then, there are a lot of crazy spots per usual for a ladder match, and in one of them, Grayson Waller almost won a couple of times in that match. And then
we don't want that.
I mean, it would be good for his character because
yeah, good for his character, but not for fan morale.
Yeah. And then Grayson Waller in that match decided to do some stupid shit, and Cameron Grimes was on a ladder and decided to jump off a ladder, and then
you just know he's gonna take that title straight to the moon.
Well, no. Excuse me, not Cameron Grimes. Excuse me, Grayson Waller climbed up, jumped off the ladder. Cameron Grimes got out of the way, and Grayson Waller went through the ladder and kind of injured himself.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and in the end, Cameron Grimes won, like you just said.
Yeah, he's gonna take that, and I'm not gonna repeat myself.
Yeah, but Cameron Grimes does have a tough opponent next week.
Yeah, Solo Sikoa.
Which
his title reigns in jeopardy.
Yeah, which if Sikoa just hey Cameron, I know you don't listen to this, but if you hear that this man joins the bloodline, kiss your title goodbye.
Yeah, but Roman's not scheduled to show up on NXT anytime soon.
You never know.
I said anytime soon.
But yeah,
now we're gonna go to WrestleMania Night 1.
Well, yeah, yes.
Which my partner did. I will actually applaud my co-host. Very good predicting of WrestleMania.
Yes, thank you. Let's see. The night started off with the tag team title, triple Raw tag team. No, started off with the SmackDown tag team title match. The Usos versus Rick Booms and Shinsuke Nakamura.
And I heard that the ending to the match was actually changed due to Rick Booms' injury.
Yeah.
We wish you a speedy recovery, even though you probably don't listen to this.
No,
you probably don't even know who we are.
Yeah, but anyway, I believe what happened is Rick Booms was gonna lift both of the Usos when both of the Usos climbed on his back, and I think he injured his. I think it was during that spot when his
That
knee.
he injured his knee.
Yes, which then the Usos won. Which I mean, I'm kind, if the Usos lost, I will say I am curious on what they would have done to Roman.
Yeah, I don't know why I set a timer for this segment. It's gonna go long anyways.
Yeah, let's see, what else happened? Oh yeah, we had the Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair won. Great match.
That was probably the match of WrestleMania Night 1.
One of them. There were two.
Okay, fair enough. Two of them.
Let's see. What other match?
McIntyre versus Corbin.
Yeah.
Where after the match, McIntyre cut 2 of the ring ropes.
That's not the important thing. The shocking thing is that Drew McIntyre is the first superstar ever to kick out of the End of Days.
Yeah.
Because for those of you that just have no idea, since Baron Corbin's NXT days, no one has ever, when the End of Days is hit, match over.
Yeah. Dust off the hands and walk backstage.
Yeah. It took think about this, Matthew. It took him 6 years of being on the main roster for someone to kick out of one move.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm legitimately surprised.
Yeah. What? Okay.
Another match that was on there,
Yes.
which you actually wanted to talk about before I reminded you that it wasn't the first show of WrestleMania weekend.
Cody.
Seth Rollins versus
Mystery
the
opponent.
American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Well, first it was a mystery opponent, and then the lights went out. Well, no, first pyro shootout, then the lights went out. Then we heard a little bit of a drum, and
then wrestling has more than one royal family.
Yeah, and then Cody Rhodes came out, which was, like Matthew said, the fans were kind of right, but
like the arena, myself, my co-host, we were losing our minds.
And the reason we're losing our minds, folks, is you might find this interesting. The last time that Cody Rhodes appeared in WWE the last time he appeared at WrestleMania was as Stardust.
Yes.
This was the first time he was the American Nightmare, which, fun fact for everyone here, Cody Rhodes spent 6 years away from WWE, making a name for himself, which even Vince McMahon said when they were talking with him that, hey, you proved us wrong.
And Corey said it best, and it's a phrase often used to describe Cody Rhodes: from undesirable to undeniable.
Which he did use in an AEW promo once.
Yeah.
And
when you think about it, this is the first WWE to AEW defector to return to WWE.
Yeah, and then he came in and then had an absolute, just a banger.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal match.
Yeah, and then the surprising thing is, because I honestly thought that they should, because I don't know if this is gonna continue into a feud, which I will say would be kind of interesting. But yeah, and then Cody Rhodes won.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to continue into a feud, considering they shook hands on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, fair enough. But let's see what else happened on night one.
Ronda versus Charlotte.
Yeah, Ronda versus Charlotte, which was okay.
Yeah, and then there was I'm gonna hate saying this. The Mysterios versus The Miz and Logan Paul.
Yeah, which okay. Well, no matter how much I dislike Logan Paul, I gotta give him credit. He did pretty good. No matter how much I like the guy, he did pretty good for a guy who's never wrestled.
And I will say that the score for WrestleMania Night 1 was Daniel 4, me 3. I'll explain that in a bit.
Yeah. Then we got to the main event segment, which
What?
Which was Kevin Owens. Which started out, yes, I'm using the as a segment, just a chaos show. Then
Sorry.
Then Stone Cold had a no holds bar match, had his first wrestling match in 19 years, which I have heard that Stone doesn't want to wrestle after WrestleMania.
He even said, I debuted in Dallas, and I'm fine with retiring in Dallas.
Yes, and then he had a no holds bar match, which he won.
Which this wasn't officially a prediction, but I did say in the results audio tweet that I put on Twitter that this match wouldn't really wouldn't allow me to tie up or anything, but I did sort of shotgun choose Stone Cold.
What?
Yeah, I said that's you. You heard it. Don't pretend you're deaf.
Okay, yeah. Then WrestleMania Night Adults.
Yeah.
Which started off with the Raw Tag Team title triple threat match.
Which I got right.
Yeah, okay, I will say there were two sick RKOs. Riddle getting on the top rope and hitting Montez with an RKO, then Randy Orton just being Randy Orton and just hitting an RKO out of nowhere.
I was about to say hashtag RKO out of nowhere.
What was the next match after that?
I don't remember the order because I didn't put them in order.
Okay, what's the next match you got in order?
All right, so you actually, we started off with what I labeled as number 5, but let's go from 1 and down. So,
okay,
McAfee versus Theory. Pat McAfee won.
Yeah, but hang on. Pat McAfee, yet again, just good match. Then, after the match, had another match with 76-year-old of WWE Vince McMahon.
Where he got squashed.
I mean, it only kind of, because, I don't really know what to say to that one.
Yeah, and I'm just going to mention this. This wasn't like an official match or anything.
No,
but during Vince and Theory's gloating,
Vince came out.
Glass shattered.
Right.
You thought Stone Cold was done after night 1?
What?
Hell no. He had some chance of whoop ass to open.
Again.
And I'm going to give Austin Theory props for how he sold the stunner.
And then Vince McMahon took a shitty stunner.
Yeah, he went knees first. And then a little celebration with Pat McAfee. And McAfee even got stunnered.
But I love how hey, McAfee even did the whole spray. But I will say the funny thing about like, no disrespect to Pat McAfee and all, but if you think about it, that's a hell of a moment to happen in only a couple minutes. Is that
Yeah.
first?
And keep in mind, when he was out of the ring while Stone Cold was doing his beer showers, Pat McAfee was still pouring beer into his mouth.
Yes, because Pat McAfee first won his match at WrestleMania, then had an unscheduled match with Vince McMahon, which, by the way, I did look it up. That was Vince McMahon's first match in WWE back. That was his first match since 2010.
Oh, Lord. Okay, moving on to the next match.
Yeah.
Omos versus Lashley.
Which you fall asleep during that match.
Okay, yeah, I did. I was tired. My sleep debt had somehow gotten pretty high again.
What happened was Omos mobbed before then Lashley won, which I will say, Bobby Lashley is a babyface. Weird.
Yeah. He's been a babyface in like his first run in WWE and stuff like that.
But Bobby Lashley's better as a heel. I'm just gonna say that.
And for some reason, we're gonna move on to the next match now. But for some reason, I cannot get a match involving Johnny Knoxville. Correct.
Okay. Let's just call. Okay, it was an Anything Gross match, which, as Matthew said, was just basically a jackass match, and it was basically a jackass match.
Yeah. They had the giant hands, they had a giant mousetrap, a table with mousetraps on it, Wee Man, party guy, you know what I mean.
Yeah, and Johnny Knoxville won with pinning Sami Zayn in a giant. Oh yeah, and there's also
wasn't like the actual part that kills the mouse like on Sami Zayn's neck.
Yeah, and also the fact is that Weeman body slammed Sami Zayn, which props for Weeman. That's just shit impressive.
Yeah. But then got kicked in the face when they were setting up something to kick Sami in the nuts.
Oh yeah, because in that match, Sami Zayn got tasered in the nuts, got bowling balled in the nuts.
Yeah. Knoxville definitely got a strike on the second one you mentioned.
And then also got hit with that big weird boot thingy in the nuts.
Yeah. Like, they had usual jackass shenanigans.
But seriously, if I were to rate this match, I would say that is definitely the most entertaining match that has been that I've seen at WrestleMania. And I hate to say this, but I'd be perfectly okay if they had Johnny Knoxville or another jackass crew do another one. I'd be perfectly fine.
I will also say the score for this prediction battle was 5-2 in favor of the Executioner.
Woo!
Yeah, the next match that I have listed is Styles versus Edge, which Edge came out looking like a demon lord on a throne surrounded by a ring of fire.
Yeah, but the match was just, because we knew to expect an amazing match, but considering that it was the first time that those two have literally ever wrestled, that match was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then the match ended with a phenomenal forearm spear. And then
for some reason, Damian Priest was out there.
Yeah, which joined forces, which that would be one of the matches for For me, that was match of the night for night 2.
Yeah. The next match we already covered, so I'm going to move on to number 6, which I have listed as the Women's Tag Team Championship.
Yeah, nobody won that.
Yeah, no one.
But, oh, and fun fact for you, Matthew, that match at WrestleMania, I'm not joking here, was Sasha Banks' first win ever at WrestleMania.
God damn. She finally got a WrestleMania moment.
Yes.
Anyways, we're actually going to save where I have listed 7 for last, and I'm going to skip to number 8. The New Day versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland.
I'm just going to say, what the hell is the point of that match? That match was like a minute and 50 seconds.
No reason.
What? Could have been on the kickoff show, if you ask me.
Yeah, it should have been on the kickoff show.
But was utterly pointless, and I won.
Somehow. We didn't even care about this match.
No. And then the main event.
The thing we all feared.
Bobby
Lesnar. What?
Brock
Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, which Daniel got right, and we now have a undisputed Universal Champion.
Yeah, which I will say, for it being called a wrestle, and then this, because I was expecting an absolute bloodbath right when this match. Because I will say, if you think about it, throughout the Roman Reigns title reign, there was something historic about that. Yes, Roman Reigns won, but there was also the fact is Roman Reigns is that Paul Heyman introducing Roman Reigns, which had not happened throughout his entire title reign.
But don't forget, he got interrupted, and Brock introduced himself.
Poor Mike Roman. He's like, never mind.
Poor Mike.
Yeah.
But yes, we now have a dual champion,
Roman Reigns.
2 belts.
Yeah, which I will say, I will thought that match would have been a war, but I've heard a lot of people say that. What was your thoughts on that match, by the way?
Wasn't as brutal as I thought it was gonna be.
Oh yeah, I mean, with how they were building that match, how I was expecting it to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, but now allow me to remind people what the punishments were in order of event.
Stand and deliver.
Since Travis lost Stand and Deliver, he has to watch the Netflix Death Note movie, a movie that I have legitimately become angry about.
Right, you have to watch Get Ready to Rumble.
Yes, which has a 25% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And for WrestleMania Night 2, you have to watch the worst superhero movie of my choice, which I chose Superman, The Quest for Peace.
Yes, Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. I will probably be hopping on HBO Max tomorrow just to get that shit over with.
Good idea. But yeah.
But yeah, I believe that's all for all the topics for this episode.
Yep. We'll be back.
Roll that outro. Thank you for listening to At Odds, hosted by the Unbreakable Spirit
and the Executioner,
edited by the Unbreakable Spirit. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MTS_life_0126.
You can follow me on Instagram at DanTravis121, and you can also follow me on the Twitter at Dan the Executioner 21.
And you can follow the podcast at Odds Podcast. We'll be back next week with more debates and discussion. But until then, the Executioner and the Unbreakable Spirit will still be at odds.
Thank you, losers.